All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in AI right now. How do you take an AI agent that's a cool little demo and turn it into a real industrial strength powerhouse? It's a massive leap for sure. And today, we're going to break down the 5 keys you absolutely need to make that happen. So let me ask you this. Have you ever built an AI agent? It works great on a simple test, but the second you throw a real world problem at it, it just hits a wall? If you felt that frustration, that gap between a neat proof of concept and a system you can actually rely on, you're not alone. That's the exact wall we're here to talk about breaking through. And here's our game plan. First, we're going to define what that bottleneck really is. Then, we'll dive into the 5 big solutions, building way smarter tools, shifting from just reacting to actually planning, unleashing the power of agent teams, using code as the ultimate tool, and finally, something that's super critical, how to properly measure and evaluate your agent. Let's jump in. Okay, first things first, what is this bottleneck we're talking about? The issue isn't really about getting an agent to just work. It's about getting it to work reliably and effectively when it's facing the messy, unpredictable chaos of the real world. It's about that jump from something that can be used to something that's actually good to use. And this really gets to the heart of it. A ton of agents are awesome at simple, one-shot tasks. But the moment you introduce multiple steps or things don't go exactly as planned, they just fall apart. The problem isn't your idea for the agent. It's that the whole way it's built needs a serious upgrade for the big leagues. So how do we start to level up? Well, the very first key is all about the agent's tools. Think about it like this. A basic agent has a hammer. An advanced agent needs a full-blown workshop. It needs sophisticated tools that give it some real operational depth. So what makes a tool advanced? Well, we're moving way beyond simple one-and-done commands. An advanced tool can handle a whole process with multiple steps. It's smart enough to remember what it did in step 1 when it gets to step 3. It's also built to be super reliable. That's what all that fancy talk about atomicity and idempotency is about. A great example is a PDF toolkit. It doesn't just read text. It's a whole package that can search for content, pull out metadata, and even summarize sections, making sure every action works together perfectly. Next up, our second key is about upgrading the agent's brain. You've probably heard of the REACT, Reason and Act model. It's fantastic for simple stuff, but at its core, it's just reacting to things. To handle real complexity, our agents need to stop just reacting and start proactively planning. They need a long-term strategy. And this comparison just nails it, doesn't it? The REACT model is like a short-order cook. An order comes in, they make it. Fast, effective, for one thing at a time. But ask them to plan a 5-course meal for 20 people? No way. That's where the plan and execute model comes in. It's the master chef. It designs the whole menu up front, plans every single step, and then executes that plan perfectly. It's proactive and strategic. So how does this actually work? Well, instead of just diving in, the agent takes a step back. First, it decomposes the big goal. It takes something huge, like analyze the financial health of this company, and breaks it down into smaller, bite-sized tasks. Then, it creates a logical plan for how to tackle them. And only then does it start executing, step by step. It's just a smarter, more organized way to solve hard problems. Now for our third key, team intelligence. Because let's be honest, some problems are just too big for any single agent, no matter how brilliant it is. The real leap forward is creating a whole team of specialized agents that can work together, divide up the work, and collaborate. This is all about group intelligence. It's just like a human team, right? You might have one agent that's a genius at analyzing data and another that's an incredible writer. By letting them talk to each other, they can solve problems that would be completely impossible for either one to handle alone. And frameworks like AutoGen give us the perfect setup for this. You've got a user proxy agent, which is basically your stand-in. It runs the code and gives feedback. Then you have the assistant agent, that's your AI workhorse, the one actually doing the heavy lifting. And they all meet in a group chat, which is like their virtual conference room. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful way to get them to team up. Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to just picture a software team. You've got the product manager who sets requirements, that's kind of like your user proxy. You've got the developer writing the code, that's your assistant agent. You could even have a third agent that acts as a QA tester. They all just communicate and work together to get the project done. Okay, our fourth key is a massive power-up, giving your agent the ability to write and execute its own code. This completely transforms the agent from something that just understands language into a full-blown analytical engine. And this is a big mental shift, you know? Code stops being the thing you use to build the agent, and it becomes a dynamic tool the agent can use itself. When an agent can whip up and run a Python script on the fly, it can do complex data analysis, run simulations, things that are just impossible with text alone.
But, and this is a huge but, with great power comes great responsibility. This part is absolutely non-negotiable. If you let an AI execute code it just wrote, that introduces some serious security risks. You must do it in a secure, isolated sandbox environment. No exceptions. Safety first, always.
And that leads us perfectly to our fifth and final key, which might just be the most important one of all: evaluation. A production-ready agent isn't just one that works sometimes. It's one where you can measure its performance, optimize it, and know that it's consistently reliable. You've got to move past that vague feeling of, yeah, it seems to work. You need hard data. We're talking about key metrics. Success rate. Does it actually get the job done right? Efficiency. How many hoops did it have to jump through? Cost. What's the actual price tag in tokens or compute time to run a task? And of course, security. How well does it hold up if someone tries to trick it? This is what separates a hobby project from a professional tool. A huge piece of this is a practice called red teaming. This is basically where you try to break your own agent on purpose. You throw weird, malicious inputs at it, you look for its blind spots, you push it to its absolute limits. The goal is to find every single way it could fail before you release it into the wild. So when you bring it all together, these are the 5 pillars. And it's not about picking just one or two. A truly powerful AI agent is built on all of them working together. Advanced tools, a strategic brain, the ability to collaborate, the power of code, and a rock-solid evaluation process. They all support each other, creating a system that's way more than just the sum of its parts. And this leaves us with one final, really exciting thought. We've spent all this time focused on how to build these powerhouse agents. But the truly mind-blowing question is what comes next. Once these advanced agents are out there solving problems, what incredible things are they going to build for us? That's the future we're all working towards.